Oh, boy. Heather picking the Cowboys. Colin's going to lock the door, but no worries. He can't reach the deadbolt. Good morning, 97.1.
Ah, man, that guy takes strays all day long.
Unfair.
It's an ongoing one for
It's really
He's just hard to hit.
Oh.
Small target. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Govin, Greg behind the glass. It's game day. Lions are playing the Cowboys tonight, and it's an easy question. It's a will they, won't they? Will they win, won't they win? How do you feel about it? Like, this has kind of felt like a soap opera the last week. Ragnow's back, then he's not. Injuries are mounting. The fan base is starting to really fester, and the frustration is being taken out on these guys. John, will they or won't they? 248-539-9797.
I understand the frustration because we thought that this was a team that would push for a Super Bowl. Maybe the record wouldn't be what it was, but last year at 15-2. But we all use the same terms, right? They could have a worse record but be a better team. And we all looked at the schedule. Now, the teams that they've had trouble with, you didn't really think that would be where we would be at this time of the year. But
yeah, the Minnesota one's killing them.
I'll ask you this before I answer that question. Yeah. Short answer, yes, I do. I'll give you reasons why in just a minute. But what was your win total before the season?
12.
Okay, so they've got to win out for us to get to our win total. I think it was right around there to a 12, 13, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we just heard from Ross Tucker, like 11 is going to get you in.
It should get you in.
Should get you in.
Yes.
I think you'll have a 99% chance of getting in with 11 wins. So they got to go 4-1. Tonight is a must-win. And I'm not going to just sit there and say, well, it's a loss going out to the Rams. Obviously, that is the toughest opponent left on the schedule. They are a very complete team. This is not a complete team. Dallas or Detroit. Yeah. So you're looking at it going, what is the path to victory? And the path is it's the basics of football. You make less mistakes, you're going to win this game against the Dallas Cowboys. You make less mistakes against the Rams, that may not get you the win. But this is a head-to-head matchup against a team that if you simply don't turn the ball over, you don't have those pre-snap penalties, you don't do something stupid to extend a drive, like jump off sides when it's 3rd and 4 and you extend a drive for him. Or we mentioned Brian Branch. He's one of your top 5, most pressure on these guys.
Got to step up. Yep.
Is you don't have that hit that energizes everybody until all of a sudden they see the yellow flag and it's a 15-yard automatic first down. It's the pass interference call that gives them a first down when it's 3rd and 8 and they're not going to be able to convert. They just throw the ball up. So be disciplined in this game. If you can be disciplined, you're going to win this game.
We have gotten a lot of response from people who say they think the Lions are going to lose tonight. And I'm not going to fight you on a couple of the football reasons. Lamb and Pickens against a banged-up secondary. Dak with time to throw. The interior of the Dallas defense against the interior of the Lions offensive line. These are all football reasons to believe Dallas is going to come into Detroit and pick up a win. What I would caution people, we are very close to the situation. Like, if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you can find some things that are faults. And we're hyper aware of our own faults.
That's why I try not to use mirrors.
Okay. But if I was doing radio in a different city, I would be no hesitation picking the Detroit Lions. And here's why. This is your classic team riding too high in Dallas off 3 straight wins. The public is betting them. They're the most popular underdog bet of the week. The book is going to take a bath if the Cowboys win this game. On the flip side, I have backed into a corner, 7-5 football team, playing at home with their season on the line. Campbell has not lost back-to-back in 14 straight opportunities. Mm-hmm. This is not the same thing as saying they're going to rattle off 4 of the next 5 or 5 of the next 5. I think that's a daunting task. But for one night, at home, against an overinflated Cowboys team, against a Lions team that people are probably 2 down on overall, this is a classic Wojo up-down, a classic bounce-back zigzag. Everybody assumes one thing in the league, but the Lions aren't a JV squad compared to the Dallas Cowboys.
They're still a good team.
Right. So I think we swing too emotionally one way. I think the Lions will win tonight. In a will they, won't they spot, I think the Lions will win tonight. And I'll give you one football reason. This is an Aiden Hutchinson game. They have a backup left tackle and a right tackle he's beat like a drum the last 2 meetings. Aiden has been held out of the sack column far too often the last 5 weeks. Even for a player who might not be Micah Parsons or Myles Garrett, he's better than what we saw on Thanksgiving Day. I think we would all acknowledge that. So if he comes out breathing fire and puts Dak on his ass, it's going to light up this crowd. It's going to bail out his secondary. It's going to give the offense the football. And that's why you pay a guy $50 million. This is an Aiden Hutchinson game. I firmly feel it in my bones. This is a Lions win tonight.
Excuse me.
You okay?
Yeah.
Got a little choked up there.
Yeah, I got a little choked up about this game. It's a very emotional sport.
It's gotcha.
And here's where you've got to improve. It's Dan Campbell with game time decisions. It's Jared Goff being more accurate. It's getting something out of the interior three. But for some of the other players, it's simply going back to the basics and looking at, for Amon-Ra St. Brown, if he goes, like, why do we value him so much? One, yeah, he's a great player, but he catches the ball when you've got to catch the ball. He's had some uncharacteristic drops. It's Aiden Hutchinson always going with the upfield rush and then coming back, creating the pressure. At some point, like the Giants tackle talked about, I just run him upfield. And quarterback steps up, delivers the ball, or there's just more time. At some point, you've got to adjust your rushes so that you get to that depth of the quarterback and you're not being pushed by the quarterback. You're not just being ushered by him, but you actually, it either turns into a bull or it comes something inside, something different than what you've been doing. It can't just simply be all the time I'm rushing upfield and it's the energy and the juice that I play with that I'm able to come back, and if he flushes my side, I got a sack.
So what you're saying, like, Aiden's always an effort guy.
Right.
Never disputed. It was his MO coming out of college. High motor is the scouting term for it. You got to be more than a high motor guy. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a move or two that wins and gets you into the backfield quickly.
And sometimes as a player, you look and you can't see it, right? You keep thinking, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing everything I should. Why am I not getting home? That's where you need a defensive line coach or a teammate to say, hey, when you get to the level of quarterback, why don't you just come back inside? Like do something different. That's where the value of your coach is. And everybody says, well, they're professionals. They don't need to be coached up. Yes, they do, because sometimes you're blinded and you just can't figure out how to get out of a rut.
We're going to get right to phone calls coming up next. We want to hear from you guys. Will they? Won't they? Are they winning tonight against Dallas? It's 97-1.